And hello, my name's Fox, and I'm something, and I'm at Fox. I love this episode. God, this season has so many damn good... Like, I love season 1, don't get me wrong. I completely disagree with the friggin' people who say, oh, season 1 was okay, but really season 2 is where it got good. It's like, no, the show's been good the entire damn time. But I love this episode for multiple reasons. And maybe it's because I kind of grew up with anime. Certain supporting casts in anime, especially at least shonen or whatever, the supporting cast I never usually cared about. It's usually was just the main hero and that's it. I never really cared too much about the supporting cast. The only really supporting cast I would usually like, other than the main hero, was the Lancer, the other guy. Like, me and guys are watching Q Rangers right now, and although I do like Lucky, I really love Stinger in that. So that being said, like, usually and mind you, I'm still in love with Hunter in this. Luz is my favorite character, but Hunter is definitely one of the characters that is up there, along with Amity. I'd say Amity both are, but Hunter and Amity kind of pool similar. Oh, a minute. But Hunter and Amity both kind of pool a kind of a similar idea. But I feel like Hunter way more is the Lancer character in this. So, but usually the friend characters I never really cared about. So, like, One Piece, like Usopp, like Zoro, I would say was more of a Lancer character, I would say. But like Usopp, the freaking reindeer, I wouldn't really care about in like One Piece, or Naruto, I really wouldn't care about. I don't know, Sakura, or like a few of the other characters, like maybe Kakashi, maybe Sasuke, maybe the few outliers, but usually in the immediate friend group, I really did not care about anyone other than like the main character. I would kind of look at that episode, like the episodes where like I follow the side characters, and I'm like, really? Do we have to follow these guys? This episode, I like a lot. like here's the thing. I love Hunter as hell, especially because he has a teleport magic, and it just reminds me so much of Shadow the Hedgehog and his teleporting. So I love that. But by God, did this not make me love Gus? Because I've said before, Gus, and I'll say even more Willow too. Perfect screenshot. Jesus Christ. Gus. Gus' character again. Gus and Willow, like some people talked about. It was the episode where Amity kissed Luz. During that episode, where it was kind of a Gus episode, but it kind of got overshadowed by Amity and Luz. I'm pretty sure in that review, I pretty much said I don't really care about Gus or even Willow for that matter. I really don't give a shit about either of them. This actually makes me care way more on multiple levels. For one, I love that one. There's obviously a character building one for Gus, where he's not just, and I think it's probably because these characters aren't just one note, like a few anime characters are, or like how some of them kind of feel. Gus has layers where he's apparently too trusting, which, okay, I like that. He's too trusting and he kind of gives himself a hard time, but also this whole episode is him kind of trying to learn for that, especially him sharing with his kind of trauma, with Hunter's definite trauma, but also the sense of that we're also kind of getting a little bit more info, not only on Gus, but also Willow on their powers, where Gus in this entire episode seems to have a similar ability to Willow's, magic, where his magic kind of just goes insane and he just starts creating illusions everywhere. Also, he's apparently a prodigy. I don't remember if that was ever brought up, but he's apparently a prodigy. And then also Willow obviously has a similar setup, but with plant magic. So, cool thing there. And I do like, there is a Amity in this, which some people were saying, I don't want to see Amity in this episode. God, I'm going to hate it if Amity's in this episode. Shut up. If it's written well, screw up. But, especially because I love Amity too, but Amity does not overshadow anything that Gus and Hunter are doing here. These two, these two together, like as a team, is freaking badass as all hell. But where was I trying to go with this? Basically, oh yeah, I love all the pictures. I guess this guy's now a friend, but I love. Oh, there was the pic. There's the thing I was trying to find with Willow with her green eyes. Gus's whole thing with his powers, his story thing, and Hunter trying to having to get through to him. Where also another good thing is, that's your show. It would have to be first. It would be Luz who would have to get to Hunter, or get to Gus. Like, it always has to be, like, the main character. Like, nothing against Steven Universe, though Steven Universe, the writing, I don't think is as great as some of the more recent shows. Steven Universe, it most definitely probably would have been Steven who got through to Gus, instead of it being, like, someone else, like Hunter, who, shares in trauma. But this episode does a few good things well. Again, it builds up Gus more to the point where I actually kind of like Gus I like Gus more as a character, and he's more than just the smart kid, or he's not just a one-note character. He is a full-fledged character who has trust issues in a sense that he's too trusting, and then he kind of like gives himself shit when like turns out the person is shitty. Also, he got a cool upgrade, so hell yeah. I love stuff like that. It's kind of like when Luz got the fire glyph for the first time. I'm like, yeah, I like that. I like it when they beat a battle or something and they get an item from it. So I love that. I love that shit. I like Hunter's whole thing where Hunter is pretty much wearing the only clothes that he has, which is his derby outfit, or very ruined cloak and a scarf. But yeah, basically, let me get to the actual story of it. This dude, who is pretty much, at least how I feel, like kind of he's the, and I'm pretty sure he even kind of looks like him too. He's that one teacher in Harry Potter. That one teacher that he's actually like just very shitty. Like, he's not actually a good wizard. Like, he just takes like stories from other wizards and passes it off as his own. I'm pretty sure that's kind of what this guy's a joke on, especially a running gag is that he acts like, everything's a stage play with his illusions. But, like, instead of, like, in Harry Potter, where, like, everyone kind of adored him and all that shit, in this, everyone's like, God, I hate working for this asshole. Like, I hate working for him. He's trying to trick people into getting the things because Bella straight said, all right, you all are doing multi-tracks at Hexside, and Day of Unity is about a week away. I need all you witches dead. So, women and children, time to get your marks. Which I was honestly scared for here, because this guy supposedly, he's saying like, oh, don't worry, I'm on your guys' side. Which I'll say, I kind of get the idea of the plot line of this, where it's the idea of, okay, we already see Rain and Darius and Ebenwolf are against the Emperor. So like, oh, maybe he's a part of it. Kind of, no, that's not the case. that's too like okay for that to like happen. And so they bring Ed up here, who just became like a multi-class of illusion, beastkeeping, and potions, which I love, following his other mother's advice. And like this guy's saying, oh, don't worry, I'll just make an illusion of a sigil on you, or sigil on you guys. That way, you won't, when the guards come, they'll just be like, oh, wow, yeah, like you're already marked. Like, we just keep moving on. I'm like, oh, man, this would be really bad. Like, immediately me, because my red flag alert's going off. I'm like, shit. I'm like, it would be so heartbreaking and soul crushing. Because even the teachers at one point straight say, man, I really hate that I gave up my magic to be stuck with only doing just illusions or whatever. I like how, like as soon as that and he's about to put like the illusion sigil on his wrist, I'm just like, I'm looking at that, I'm like, God, how horrible, how terrible it would be as soon as the first day that Ed, because this is the first day that Ed is multi-tracking, gets his multi-track, he then gets sealed into just illusion magic. I was like, ooh. I was like, I'm like, oh my god, like that would be like, it would be so like horrible and be like very like, oh my god kind of like thing. But also on that same note, it's just it is in a sense just like, I don't know, when it did happen, I'm like, okay, I'm okay. I'm calling it now that Ed's gonna lose his thing. Like I put in the notes too. I'm like, damn. And like it turns out they were surrounded and everything. This guy was straight about to seal away Gus's magic until just abomination magic, which holy hell. Which also I kind of wonder if I wonder if abomination magic is one of the hardest magics to learn. But also on the flip note of that, like he was trying to embed that into Gus. You're trying to embed that into Gus, so like again, like I'm wondering if abomination magic is like one of the hardest to learn, or like if Bellows kind of knew of stuff like Willow and Gus's like natural talents for these magics. These like they're like OP as all hell kind of magics. Like if the reason why Willow was in Abomination track at first was because they knew about her because they knew about her like super magic, and so they were gonna not seal it away, but they were gonna try to keep her in abomination magic to eventually seal it away. That way, they didn't have to deal with it, because we also do see Cheese not the greatest with it. What is it? It's right here. She's not the greatest with it, which like someone brought up before that. They said we're all in agreement that basically abomination magic is pretty much just the kid-friendly necrotic magic, right? Like summoning the dead and stuff. And I'm like, looking at this, I'm like, yeah, I can totally see that now. Also, Gus's illusions apparently are so powerful that they have consciousness. Like, oh my god. But basically, yeah, Gus finds Hunter, and I love how, I don't know, for me, Hunter just feels Big Brother-like, for especially right here, where he just he runs in and saves Gus's ass, immediately. He's like, nope! Let me see.
Shall we? No.
No one's doing anything, really.
I said, stay.
Then again, he is a Coven leader. I love him having a super ability. I love that so much. I love that on multiple reasons, which, hold on.
How are you doing this?
That's just when the head Coven leader asks you, a child, how are you using powerful illusions? You know something's up. And then Hunter's like, yeah, get the hell away from one of my new friends. Also, another thing that I like about this, where, again, usually the super ability is tied to the main hero along with different things. So here's another thing too, usually the cast characters usually don't have as cool of magic as the hero character. Naruto has Kurama, and then Sasuke the Lancer has, Chidori and Sharingan. This one actually kind of flipped the script on that too. I know I'm not saying specifically about the show right now, so I apologize. Well, I guess I am, but not about the story of the episode. But I love how they kind of flip it, where Willow and Gus both have kind of OP superpowers. Willow having that super strong power with plants, Gus having the super strong power with illusions, but then you have Hunter, who, yeah, he specializes in teleportation magic, but that's also kind of the only thing he specializes in. Luz using glyph magic, yes, technically, using glyph magic has multi-magic, yeah, but that is her thing. It's not, and again, Ida kind of even says, Ida kind of even says you don't have to be a chosen one and all this stuff, which it's kind of saying yeah, Luz isn't a chosen hero, though, technically speaking, she would always help fill up, and then would eventually become Bellows and kind of screw over it. But you get what I mean. That would apparently always happen. But it's not really she chose that to happen, but, that happened through her own choices that eventually led to the time loop. But, Willow and Gus have the superpowers. Hunter, though being the Lancer, does not have that does not have that power in a sense. He does, at least so far that we've seen, he doesn't seem to have a special superpower. Same thing with Amity, where Amity's abilities come straight from, I actually love this scene.
Save me back there.
I love this scene so much. It's great.
Don't those guys work for you? I owed you for the food.
Oh yeah. Oh
Are
shit.
these real steps or illusion steps? Real steps?
Why wouldn't you try the step first? But Hunter doesn't have that. Hunter is more skill. Amity is more skill based too, I would say. She's kind of a prodigy, but not in the sense of Gus and Willow. At least I don't think so, unless we find out later on has her eyes turned purple before using? I don't think it has. Using abomination magic. I don't think it has. So, who knows? Or maybe we haven't just seen Amity in enough danger for it to activate, but I don't think Amity would do that. I like the more the side characters, Willow and Gus, having these abilities, while Hunter is more skill-based, Amity is more skill-based, and Luz is definitely full-on skill-based. But yeah, no sandwich is that good. But I also love this too, because even though Luz isn't in this episode, which she kind of is, in the beginning she sends a message to her girlfriend, which through the little like Tamagotchi little things. It's a Digimon. What was it? Meat Tyrant. Oh yeah, the Titan, Meat Tyrant or Veggie King. No. Skeletal things. I tried being friendly. Tell them not to scare. Oh yeah, lot of bad stuff. Day of Unity. Day of is what I deciphered, but then Amity read the rest. I said, learned a lot about the Day of Unity. And then something messed up, and then it's like, don't scare him away, which I'm pretty sure is them kind of straight saying like, don't scare Hunter away, please. Also, Gus teaches Hunter away because after Hunter is about to have another panic attack, teaches him how a breathing technique that Willow taught him to calm down and like basically control his magic. And then also like I love how they put the two most broken children in this episode with the two somewhat like stable. Like I know Gus's whole thing is not stable right here, but like Amity is being super overprotective of Willow in this, and it's adorable, and I love it. It's adorable, and I love it. But it's adorable, and I love it, and like you can kind of feel. Also, I feel like they made these characters way more lanky in this episode. Like if they grew taller, I don't know if that's just me. But they feel like they've grown. They've grown like taller. I don't know, but Amity's just like, let me protect you, like. And Willow basically having to try to... Oh, God, her eyes. Willow basically trying to teach them... trying to teach Amity, like, look, I don't need to be protected.
I just got you back as a friend. Let me protect you.
It's not so much that she thinks she's weak, but she wants to protect her friend. She wants to protect one of her closest friends that she already messed up before. And Willow kind of shows just how goddamn powerful she is. See, there's her magic. Her super magic. Which is just why I'm going to be calling it until we get a freaking idea of what the hell it actually is. Also do love how Hunter, like where Amity can't see Hunter, or Amity can't see Willow for who she is now, Hunter immediately sees who Willow is.
Be nice.
Interesting. Anyway, let's find the others before these illusions get any more...
Okay.
Hunter immediately can tell, and I love that. And I just love his teleporting. God damn, do I love his teleporting magic.
Who are you? What are you doing?
It is, again, the two most broken children, and also it shows also their two sides of like how they even view Willow. So I like that a lot. I like that a lot. Also, this poor guard. I'm pretty sure we've seen her a few times too, but just like how much shit she gets thrown through. Also these guys, they're just ready to...
He is our superior.
That is true.
Well, right now, he's just a runaway, and our dearest emperor wants him back. So...
Oh yeah, Bellis is trying to capture him. which I love this part too, because here's the thing. There's an idea of, okay, there are characters who use magic, obviously. There's something I really love about Hunter, where he not only knows how to use obviously he uses teleportation magic to get close, but the reason also is because he's actually deadly at close range combat. He actually knows how to fight. He freaking kicks the dude and freaking headbutts the other one. I love Hunter so damn much. I love Hunter so damn much. I love that he's a close range fighter. God. Oh yeah, this guy straight up said, oh, put him out of his misery?
Put him out of his misery? God.
I immediately knew he was going to knock him out.
To sleep, dude, to sleep. Oh, yeah, right.
God, you dumbasses. And then this part right here, actually, this almost kicked fear into me, because I saw this part.
My job. Very.
Not this dumbass. This. So that's how I'm like, oh shit. I'm like, my PTSD kicked in. I'm like, oh shit. I'm like, oh shit. Like, that was like, okay. I'm like, I knew that wasn't Hibello's, but holy shit.
Please, you gotta believe me.
Oh yeah, he has to try to make them believe
He's telling the
him to try to help Gus. These guys eventually go, okay, yeah, we can, like, Willow, after hearing the breathing thing, says, okay, we can trust them. And then, let me see. God, this dude.
That won't be a problem. Willow can bust through anything.
And I love that Amity's now fully trusting Willow.
Yeah, but I'll need help.
Say no more.
God, I hate you, you mother. You ruin. Mind you, I get it. You're probably you're probably the closest thing to Ronaldo in this, where like you're kind of just obnoxious, but at least you have very minimal screen time. Also, like how he's now illusion / construction magic, or builder's magic, whatever it's called. Also, I love Bump right here. Like bumping. This is the start of the rebellion, or I guess this half of the rebellion. Bump is just like, yeah. Bump's like, this is my school.
Still, principal, it'd be wise to let me through.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Hell yeah. And then starts a badass freaking fight scene, which I love so damn much. Again, you see Hunter's beating the shit out of them close range. I didn't notice I was focused on Hunter when I first watched this. I didn't notice the burglar just tearing someone apart. God, the Griffin. All the different magics working together. Love this. Oh, him using potions. I didn't even notice that the first time. Oh, okay. I was looking at that. I'm like, that looks like an abomination / plant magic. And it is. It's abomination plant magic. That's freaking cool. That's not illusion, though, so you're just still using construction magic. To smirk. Yep, there's Willow. Oh! And here comes the boyfriend.
Enough! I will not be cowed by a group of students!
Are you sure about that?
Then how about just two of us?
And then the Sailor Moon thing, because apparently every animator has grown up with watching Sailor Moon and wanted to have the characters do the poses. God, then again, I throw Dragon Ball Z shit into my stuff, so I guess I can't complain. Not that there ain't much to complain about. Oh yeah, the Abomination Soldier, which the first time we've seen it actually in action, kind of. This guy is friggin' possessed by the Tsukiyomi. Gus giving himself a terrible trip. And I also love this too on Hunter's part.
You can't trust yourself.
Where he tries to help him breathing. Sorry.
Part of me still wants to believe in that lie.
I like that too. Also, there's the bag that Gus gives him earlier. So, like, showing this is the past too.
But it's not true.
Also, the bag he has.
I promise. I wouldn't mess with you.
I love that.
Now, how did that breathing thing go again?
I love this so much because it's a little detail and I freaking love it. I love that because I'm pretty sure he is just regularly breathing, but because of the gap in his teeth, it's a whistle. It might be just him regular whistling, but I like to think that's the gap. Also, this... God, Ed, you're an idiot.
Probably.
I love this.
What's going on at the castle? Did you actually leave the Emperor's Coven?
Have you ever sneezed with your mask on?
Ed, you're an idiot. This guy. People crave the truth.
Everyone in the castle is traveling to the head for the Day of Unity.
Where the collector, I believe, is stuck.
I think I did.
He did leave the coven.
Yes?
That's gross, man.
You jerk. I want to call you something else, but you jerk. You asked him. Hell, I've sneezed in a mask before just because, like, you know, especially the past year. And then basically this starts with the Day of Unity. This is adorable.
Sorry, there's a lot to explain.
Then you'd better get started.
And this then starts another part of the rebellion. So we have the 3 coven leaders. We already have Team Owl House. We always have now Team Owl House. And now we have the Hex side. So, yeah. We have set up. And, like, this entire episode, Luz is nowhere in it. But I do love that you still feel Luz is here in some cases. Where, obviously, when Amity talks about her and, like, the message. Also, I love this.
Those are for me.
I went by and checked out the Owl House. It was crawling with Coven scouts.
So, I don't know if Ida's gone or if Ida's just stuck inside the house, but apparently they're not fighting, so...
I was thinking of capturing one for information, but...
It's okay, Willow. They're tough. Not everyone can stand up to them.
But I didn't want to bring more attention to Luce and Ida.
Again, Amity still had the idea of old Willow, so I can't really fault her, but also she wants to be protected because, again, she already lost her friends before and she doesn't want to lose them again. I get that. Also, on that same note, I love how Willow's just like, yeah, I was going to try to capture one of the guards and torture them for information, but I don't want to draw attention to Ida and them. I also do love how Bump was able to give them better food. Also then, Little Rascal, like, oh shit. I love Little Rascal, one being the thing that leads him there, but also on that same note,
Jordan, Gus.
he still wants to try to play, like, yeah! It's like, dude, you're homeless. Actually, what is there? There's Hex Mix, Apple Blood. Oh shit, he's been reading up on Grimwalkers. Grimwalkers Extinction, the legend of Grimwalkers. So Grimwalkers were actually a much bigger thing. Also, that kind of looks like his mask. So Grimwalkers look like they probably were a much bigger thing. And Grimwalkers Extinction. So, actually, because here's the thing. They've already set up multiple things. Like, this dude, the Kevin Leader straight said, I'm trying to find a Goldstone would make a great present for the Emperor. Because, yeah, the Emperor's looking for things to make another Hunter. That's why he sent Hunter to find the Silky Damas and all this stuff. I'm going to make a theory video on that, too. But, yeah, the legend of the Grimwalkers Extinction. So, apparently Grimwalkers were such a big thing to be extinct. I'm guessing that maybe because apparently in, like, you know, I miss it, a tarot or something like a bone of a tarot is the bone of a plant you're gonna use to, or a piece of a tarot is like a piece of a plant that you're gonna use that that make a clone of. So I guess that's where people got the idea that you need the bone of the person you're gonna clone. I'm hoping that it really is just DNA. You don't need the bone. Or maybe in this sense, Grimwalkers were actually kind of more of a different thing altogether. But who knows? Because apparently there was enough of them to where there was an extinction event for them. But who knows? Also, like I was saying, I like how Little Rascals, like, because, like, why are you doing this? And, like, Hunter's like, well, I'm not going to tell you. And then
Okay, fine.
the Flapjack's like, tell him, you dumbass.
Truth is, my living situation has been compromised.
I love that so much. And he is vague as hell. And Gus points it out on him. But, yeah, and also, just on a technical level, I'm almost done with this, but On a technical level, I really love this episode too because it's like, all right, he has to cause illusions of all these different things. How are we going to show that? Well, we have a shit ton of backgrounds that we haven't used for a minute, or, you know, we have that way we don't have to make new backgrounds. So let's go ahead and just start making more backgrounds. Let's just go ahead and start using some of these old backgrounds for all this. Oh, and I was saying about Luz's being here still. Like, yeah, Luz is in the episode, but her lessons that she teaches them are still in there too.
Honored to escort you back to the castle, sir.
Also, that Bellows straight says, like, you know, or that Bellows apparently is telling everyone that Golden Guards just run away and that he wants him brought back. And again, I'm on kind of Hunter's side where in the sense of I want Bellows to actually somewhat care for him. Like, I know, like, I made a theory that, like, you know, he wants that Bellows basically is trying to save Hunter in a sense, but then since now it's very much looking very less likely that's even the case. But I would legitimately love if Bellows does have still some feelings for Hunter as a son or even as his brother. But God, it's just like I kind of want it, but it's like I don't think it's true.
I'm sure the Emperor would be.
I don't think it's true at all.
Say, why aren't you in uniform?
It's my day off. I guess that wouldn't be a lie because he only has one day off at 365, 4 days. 365? Yeah. But yeah, like, Luz is still felt here where these guys are still using glyph magic. And I love that. But yeah, these guys I love. Also, they gave a bunch of names out to a bunch of different guards, so it's not just Steve now. Gus's rare treasures. The Thing. Just The Thing.
He's looking for me. No, I'm here. I gotta
again, the panic attack. Like, you... and again, like, it's something, and I'm almost done with this episode, I'm sorry, but one thing I also kind of like is that, it is very much, like, Ida, like, crying because she thinks Luz shouldn't be doing this. Or, in this sense, where, he's having a panic attack, worried about Bellows coming. Like, it is very much in a sense of, you do know that these witches are powerful. It is not just, like, I like Soul Eater, but in the sense of freaking Black Star, where he goes, I'm gonna beat God! I'm like, you're gonna beat an all-powerful, all-knowing, all-thing being, like, mind you, yeah, anime, they'll probably nerf God, but on the same note, it's like, really? You think you can do that? Really? Are you sure? Are you positive? This, in a sense, is like, oh no, Bellows is pinnacle of holy shit terror. Yeah, I ain't gonna beat that thing. I need to run. I like that. I like that, like, these characters have that feeling. And Amphibia does that too, where, you know, Anne tries to tell their parents, you know, you guys stay here. And parents are like, you're a kid. We're helping. But yeah, this episode was good. I don't know if I missed too many things, but I think I probably covered a lot of it this episode. On a technical level, it's awesome. Also, Tiny Cat coming. On a technical level, it's awesome because of, like, reusing all the backgrounds for the illusion. I love having the side characters, which in any other show they have, like, maybe one gimmick and that's it, and then the power scaling would kind of, like, leave them in the dust. Characters like Krillin, Tiana, and, like, Yamcha and stuff in Dragon Ball. But no, they changed the power scaling very much differently, where Luz, unless she learns new glyphs, Luz, Hunter, and Amity are all good on their own things. Amity I can definitely see getting way stronger using Abomination Magic. Luz has to create new glyphs, and Hunter has to start diving into glyphs, or he's just going to straight be just a close-range fighter most of his life. Because his main abilities are teleporting close, or teleporting away. Which it wouldn't be too bad. But then you have Willow and Gus, who pretty much changed the power scaling, where they're probably stronger than... They could probably be stronger, if not are stronger, than Willow and than Amity and I'd say Amity probably is like about the same as them, but I can see them becoming way, way stronger in their own rights. So where it balances the team out very well. But yeah, this episode was great. I love this episode. Little Rascal's awesome. I have the Golden Guard's mask in a box. I want to do an unboxing, but I also just ordered Amity's necklace as well as some other like Owl House things from the Mystery Shack. So I'm just gonna wait till all those come in before I do an unboxing of that. Hopefully it comes in next week. But yeah, this episode was great. I love this episode. I love it where yes, it was a Gus. Yes, Gus was kind of the main focus of kind of things that had going on. But I also love that it's a way balance between everything, whether it's between balance of Amity and Willow, Hunter's own thing, Gus's own thing, while also this is still going on with what's happening with Luz and everyone. So, yeah. And also, I forgot to mention, in Luz's thing, I don't know if I said it, but in Luz's thing, she talks a little bit, bad things about Day Unity, stuff like that, but she also says, don't scare him away. And they're like, I don't know what that means because the rest of the message kind of got messed up. It was like question marks. And he basically was saying, like, if you see Hunter, don't scare him away. And I'm like, Luz is trying to protect her brother. I see them as brother and sister. Hell, I see Gus kind of either as like a little brother to Hunter. I love this found family. I love this entire thing. Tell me what you think in the comments below. Thanks for watching, which videos I've done. Links are on my Facebook, or somewhere, particular videos. I also love that Hunter still calls Willow Captain. And, we'll probably call them that all the way until way later in their lives. But, yeah, thanks for watching. Which videos I've done. Links on my Facebook, Instagram, check videos. You know what? Yeah, I'll leave Albert over here for now. Until the next episode, or until, we see the Owl family again. And we will. See you later. Also, I think there's only like one episode left, which what is the season finale this gonna be? Because we have so many parts now, and it's all gonna come together. And is that gonna happen? Are we gonna get Collector Luz? Who knows? But I'm extremely excited. Also, apparently, that's Donna voicing the cat, the actor that just keeps failing Guard. I don't know. I can't remember if I brought this up, but I love the Hunter's like, I'm too cool for it. Oh God. Gets pulled into it, and then he starts blushing, but also his ears start turning red too with a blush, and that is adorable.
What is this? Just go with it.
It's adorable. And I'm pretty sure that's what Luz said too, which is great.